Harry and Bert worked scrapyards. They were shunters, hauling trucks loaded with scrap iron back and forth all day. As grim as the work was, the two took a little pride in it because no matter what, the job was essential to keep the cycle going. Alongside of them was Diesel 10, who preferred the quiet part of the work, being a mobile crane of sorts. He would consolidate and compact piles of scrap into trucks to be taken away to the metal foundries across the mainland. One quiet morning, the twins and Diesel 10 were talking about their current workload.
"We're supposed to be getting another shipment this morning. A cleanup job from the railway ballast crew," said Harry. "Oh, so old rails and such?" asked Bert. "The very same," said Diesel 10. "Well then, it's an easy day, lads," said Bert. "Depends on how many trucks there are," said Diesel 10. "Who knows what else can be given? Besides, this yard is much more humane than the one I originally worked on." "However do you mean, 10? asked Harry and Bert. "What was the other one like?" "The other one on the mainland was more like a prison," said Diesel 10. "Each time I worked there, it was one nightmare after the other, because of the forgotten ones."
"The forgotten ones?" said the twins, puzzled.
"You mean like other engines?" "Other engines who were different," said Diesel 10 in a low tone.
Now, curiosity ran over the twins' mind.
"Explain," they both asked.
And this was the story Diesel 10 told.
"Well, as you both know, I wasn't exactly the nicest of engines back in the day, and to my regret, I was a mean-spirited bully. When I was sent there, it was to teach me a lesson in respect for others, no matter how nasty or mean they were to me originally. There were scrap engines there, some just barely alive. Others had been gone a long time. But then, there was this big, dilapidated warehouse in the back corner of the yard, which housed what the workers there called the Forgotten Ones. These were engines who were being punished, and not because they were criminal-like. No, it was much more different than that."
The twins just looked at each other.
"These were unsuccessful experimental units, and ones whose inner psyche was broken. Whenever I had to go down that line, what I saw was both barbaric and heartbreaking. Contained within separate sheds that were more like prison cells or mentally disturbed engines. I never forgot peering into some of them. In shed number 3, there was a diesel named Maynard. He was a Class OH shunter just like you two, but he was in a catatonic state. His face was hard to look at because there was barely anything there. Dots for eyes, no nose, and a place where his mouth had just been skinned over. And he only made a single noise that workmen described as a constant death rattle. His face had been damaged in a fire caused by a careless worker. The cell next to Maynard was Crown. He was a very odd engine in every way. 2 personalities in one body, split completely. One was that of an innocent do-gooder, the other a murderous, bloodthirsty monster who caused the death of 3 steam engines. The only way he kept the other personality from getting angry was by singing. He sang all day and all night. The same song. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Jesus, replied Harry. Is this place still around? Asked Bert. Been years since I've gone there, but I wouldn't doubt it. Some railways can be very cruel to their own engines. I even met a predecessor of mine, one of the first diesels built with a hydraulic crane arm. Like me, he was built for scrap purposes. But instead of sporting a claw, he instead was equipped with a magnet. Zed was his name, and he couldn't speak. That was his only complication, so he communicated with others through his eyes. The owner of the yard was not a very nice man, and somewhat of a penny pincher as well. If someone came to him looking for parts, instead of scouring the piles in the yards, he plucked them off living engines and sold it for a higher price. Poor Zed was the subject used for a lot of his cruel experiments. He was fascinated by our faces. He used to burn them, scrape them, and cut them, trying to determine what they were made out of, and if he could replicate the material. He just couldn't accept that it was a magic of sorts that gave us sentience. He only believed in science. The twins were mortified. They didn't know what to think. The images raced through their minds. Anyway, let's get back to work. Still heaps to do, said Diesel 10 in a somber tone, and wandered away, leaving the twins much in deep thought.